Okay, we have news from New York Comic Con and the first of the short treks after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and first let's talk about short treks, Runaway. This is the one that deals with Ensign Tilly. We don't know exactly the timing of this. We know that this is late at night and the fifth shift is retiring and they're emptying out the cargo bay of personnel. And we won't go into the exact plot of it because it really doesn't matter at this point, but it does, for those of you who have not seen the episode yet, I don't want to spoil it, but it does focus on Tilly, and it is the best way that Star Trek is usually presented. There is an alien. They get to know who this alien is, who first seems hostile but then isn't. They find out that it needs something, and then Tilly finds out how to help. And that's a lot to pack into a 15-minute episode. And it's done very well. It's done in a very Trekian manner. And it is a very enjoyable episode. They were able to get what is essentially a B plot and make it an entire show. Whereas in the old Next Generation shows, you always had your main plot and then you had the B plot, which was a smaller thing going on that kept your interest and took some of the pressure off of the main plot that was going on. And so this was a B plot, and it was a pretty good B plot. And while there are some holes in it, there's some things that make you stop and ask, you know, how did this happen? If you don't worry too much about that, it's very enjoyable. There is one thing where some people may think is going beyond canon. I believe that it's going kind of to the edge of it, but has not gone over it, was something about Star Trek technology that has previously been settled at a later time. And apparently there was something to do with it here in which they should not have had it. And yet the way they handled it is a way that you can believe that perhaps the entire Federation didn't know about this. So that's as close as I'm going to get to spoiling this particular episode. Now, also, they had the trailer for the new season, which begins on January 17th. They revealed that at Comic-Con New York at the panel there, and released this trailer, which is down in the description, so you can look at it. But it talks about the red signals that we've seen in previous trailers, actually called red angels. So our idea that this is the Borg or Romulans or something else probably is not the case, but something of perhaps Vulcan folklore that Spock had seen before and that Burnham had seen before, and Spock, having seen it, took leave and went to investigate it. So these were red angels, and presumably they give you great peace and tranquility. And so that's kind of what the plot goes around, and that could be the overarching plot of the season for Discovery. So that should be interesting. They showed a speech by Captain Pike on just the ideals of Starfleet. I give my life for you, you give your lives for me, and nobody gets left behind. Very Starfleet type of sentiment. And so we really have a captain that is a real Starfleet officer, whereas Lorca there was something wrong. We always knew there was something wrong with Lorca. He was either, I had thought at first, you know, Jellicoe, like from Next Generation, but it turns out he was just a Dark Universe captain. So now we see what a captain in Starfleet in our universe with the reputation of Christopher Pike is in Discovery. So that will be a very good addition. It looks like what they're going to do is a mystery, but at the same time it's going to be very uplifting, very exciting. They are going to bring back Giorgio. I don't know what she's going to be doing, but they have her back in a Starfleet uniform and aboard the ship. They have Spock, who has a beard. Apparently he's been away for a while and didn't shave. We have some flashes of the Klingons, so we will see little bits of this and that. And we know they've already built the set for the Klingon homeworld, so there will be some activity there as well. But it looks like it's going to be an exciting season. The first short trek was pretty good. I can't wait for the next one, which happens on the Calypso, a different starship, a person on there by himself, and there is a trailer for that at the end of the first short trek. The third one will be on Saru, and the fourth one will be on Harry Mudd. And all of these will be between now and January 17th when Discovery comes back. I'd like to know if you've seen the short trek, to see what you think about it. If you've seen the trailer, if you've looked at it below and now have come back, I'd like to know what you think about that and your overall opinion on Discovery. Can it be saved in its second season if it didn't do as well as you wanted in the first season? Or if you like the first season, is the second season going to be even better? I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Please do that. And of course, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell in order to remind you to, we will then get to you when a new video is being released. In the meantime, don't go far.